Good morning, students. I hope you have studied. Yesterday, I told you to read the second chapter from your moments, The Adventures of Toto, page number 7 and 8. We have stopped yesterday where we saw the grandfather had taken Toto, the monkey, with him to Dehradun for his pension. And while returning, how Toto gave trouble at Sharanpur railway station. You see, as they were passing through the turnstile, the he suddenly he put his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Just he showed his pearly teeth, and the ticket master, naturally he was upset, and therefore he told grandfather that you have a dog with you and therefore you have to pay the fare. Grandfather tried to explain to this ticket collector that it was not a dog, neither it is equivalent to dog. But then the ticket collector refused to listen to grandfather, and grandfather had to pay 3 rupees to as a fare to the ticket collector. And grandfather shows the tortoise and tells, okay, well, you are charging for all the animals, then what must I pay for this? And the ticket collector was very happy to see the tortoise, and so he just moved his finger on the tortoise, and he looked at grandfather happily and tell no charge because it is not a dog. We shall continue with the next page, page number 9. Follow the book. Open your book. When Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable where he had for a companion the family of donkey Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause, pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. Yesterday we have seen that the Toto was kept secret from his grandmother because grandmother was always angry whenever grandfather brought new animal or new pet to the home, and therefore when she was in good mood, they might have told her that there was a Toto, the monkey, and so she accepted finally. What she could do, poor lady, once it is at home, she has to accept. And so when after she accepted, he was given a comfortable home in the stable. Stable is what? Where the animals are kept is the stable, okay? And he had a companion, the family donkey, name they have given Nana, okay? Now the Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather had paid in the, because first night he has put him in the stable, so grandfather thought of paying a visit to him, whether he was comfortable or no. And he was surprised to see that Nana was trying to pull her halter. Halter is where they will tie, you see, the halter, and trying to keep her head as far as possible. He was trying to escape from the bundle of hay. What do you think happened to this bundle of hay? Your halter is the rope, no, where they are tied to the donkey. Now, what do you think has happened to this donkey, Nana? The monkey has kept the bundle of hay on his head, and this donkey is trying to escape, trying to keep her head as far as possible from the bundle of hay. One bundle of hay, grass, which was probably for the feed of these animals, this Toto has kept on his head, okay? And Nana is trying to escape without apparent cause. Apparent cause means cannot even see. Apparently, outwardly you cannot see the any cause why he was trying to pull her halter. Now grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches. Haunches means on her back, okay? And then dragging Toto with her, he had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. You see, now grandfather gave Nana a slap. Just he gave a slap on her back, and she jerked back, and with that he could see he was dragging Toto with her. Toto also is with her. Now where this Toto was? He had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. What is the meaning of this? Fastened means fixed together at a place. He has just bitten her, okay, on her long ears the Toto was having sharp teeth, remember? It was sparkling, it was bright, very white. So imagine he has fixed his teeth on Nana's ears, long ears, and this Nana was trying to escape, but then he couldn't. Then when the grandfather gave pat, so he pulled himself, and with that, you see, he could see Toto also is hanging on his ears. Toto and Nana never became friends. Thereafter, they were always an enemy. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other, as he had seen me doing, until he was into the water up to his neck. You see how he was given a great treat, you see, like as if human being. Such a care he was being taken. Grandmother would give him a warm water during winter and cold season. And he was so cunning. He would test the temperature whether it is warm enough or no. So first he would step into, before he would test his he would put his hand and he would test the temperature with his hand. Then gradually means slowly, he will step into the bathtub, first one foot, then the other, because he had seen this boy, Ruskin Bond, as a small boy doing it. So same he was trying to imitate until he was into the water up to his neck. He would just sit on the bathtub. Next page. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. You see what's happened. Once he was comfortable, water was neither too hot nor too cold. He was comfortable up to his neck. He would sit on the bathtub. He would take the soap in his hands or feet. He would take and rub himself all over. When water became cold, naturally after some time water will become cold. He would get out and run as quickly as possible to the kitchen fire and dry himself. But then if anyone laughed at him, what he would do? He would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. He will not have bath because he would have half bath. He would apply the soap. Meantime, water would be cold, so he would run to the kitchen fire. Someone will laugh, then he would not go back again. Excuse me. One day Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. So hot water, and he wanted to get inside. How he was boiling himself alive, you see the next paragraph. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived and hauled him half boiled out of the kettle. You know what is kettle, no? Tea, where the tea is being made. Large kitchen kettle was there naturally because they were so many, and so it was on the fire to boil tea, okay, for the tea to make. And Toto had to do something mischievous, okay, something mischief he has to do, and therefore there was nothing better to do. He decided to remove the lid. Lid is cover. Remove, and then he realized that the water was just warm enough for a bath, and so what he did? He got inside, and with his head sticking out from the open kettle, only his head was out. For some time it was fine because just warm, but then after that water started to boil, and then he raised himself a little, but outside is cold, and therefore again he sat down again, and he continued hopping up and down. Up and down means going up and down. When he goes up it is cold, so again goes down, and he would have boiled himself out. He was already half boiled when grandmother arrived and hauled him. Hauled means brought him out, pulled him out of this kettle. If there is a part of the brain especially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. You see, like if suppose he had any brain for the mischief, it was that means the mischief part was greatly developed. That means it was too much mischievous. Toto was. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whatever he would find, he will tear to pieces. And now, very particular, you see, whenever one of the ants came near him, he made every effort to make sure that her dress was torn and make a hole in it. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of a dining table. Probably some festival, some feast. Large dish of pulao was there on the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice, stuffing himself, eating, feeding himself with rice. Can you imagine if he is going to eat, the people are going to eat, and already Toto was eating there. My grandmother screamed, made noise, and Toto threw a plate at her. You see, when grandmother screamed, what Toto did? He threw the plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward, got inside and received a glass of water in the face. You see what this Toto is taking revenge on these people. For a grandmother, he threw a plate at her. For the aunts, what he did? He threw a glass of water in her face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through a window. You see, when grandfather arrived, he was afraid of grandfather naturally, and so what he did? He took the full dish of pulao and made his exit, means got out of the window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree, the dish still in his arms. You see, he is carrying the dish in his arms and on the branches of the jackfruit tree. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice. Naturally, he had to finish, determined on finishing every grain. Such a tasty pulao, naturally. Probably first time he was eating, and so he wanted to finish every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, spite means to make fun of grandmother who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. That means the dish broke into pieces. Remember that. He was so cunning, and so he wanted to spite, means to hurt him. He wanted to hurt him, and so he threw the dish from the branch, from the tree, and chattered. Let's make some noise. Started talking with delight, very happy when the dishes broke into 100 pieces. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Naturally, they couldn't keep for a long time. Even grandfather realized that we were not well to do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains, and wallpaper, because everything he was destroying, tearing. Remember that. So grandfather found the Tonga driver from whom he had bought, remember that, and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. For how much he has purchased? For 5 rupees, and now he is selling for only 3 rupees. What does it show? Was he a good businessman? Not at all. He is sold for 2 rupees loss. You know why? Why he was ready to bear the loss? Because, simple as that, it is better, even free of cost, anybody was ready to take, he was ready to give, because they were fed up, they were not well to do people, everything he was destroying, everything was throwing, tearing. Naturally, grandfather was fed up, and he thought it's better to give him back, even if with the 2 rupees of loss. With this, the lesson is over. Read the lesson, try to understand, very easy story, and in the next video we'll have the questions answers. So it will be video number 3. Okay, don't get confused. Thank you, students.